All right, here I am to record our Chapter 11 quiz review, just to go over it with you, make sure you're studying the right stuff. So, where can we find most of the nation's factories? Well, most of the factories, remember we talked about in class, are in the Northeast, because that's where a lot of people are that want to work in factories. The labor force came from the cities, and also because they have the fast-moving rivers that are going to benefit the power supply for the factories. Okay, where are most of the nation's plantations? Those are in the South. The South is perfectly suited for growing cash crops. Plantations are where they do that. Where is the grain farming done? A lot of it's done in the Midwest, or sometimes we call it the Northwest. This is the region that we now live in. This is with farming innovation able to provide enough food for people who are working in those northern factories. What type of transportation improved the U.S. in this era? Canals, okay, especially the Erie Canal, steamboats, the invention of railroads, improvements to roads like the National Road, all make it so that goods and people can move faster and easier. What was the cotton gin? So the cotton gin is a machine that's invented to clean cotton. And cotton has sticky seeds on the inside that need to be removed. With the invention of the cotton gin, it increased productivity from 1 pound a day to 50 pounds a day of cotton that a person could produce. So how did that change the South? Well, it changed it in a huge way. Now everybody wants to grow cotton. We see a lot of southern farmers moving west for better land, focusing on cotton, trying to grow only cotton because they knew that they would make the most money with that, pushing Native Americans off of their lands in order to take that land to grow cotton, and increasing slavery because of the labor force needed to grow so much cotton and make that profit. Who is Nat Turner? Nat Turner was a slave preacher, and what did he do? Well, he led about 70 slaves in an unsuccessful slave revolt where they ended up not achieving their goal of freedom from slavery. What is nationalism? Nationalism is pride and loyalty to your nation. On the opposite of that, what is sectionalism? Sectionalism is pride and loyalty to your section of the country, putting your region ahead of the best interests of your country. Sectionalism leads us to the issues in Missouri. So what was the Missouri Compromise? The Missouri Compromise was a compromise that maintained the balance between slave and free states in the U.S. How did it affect the U.S.? Well, it stopped us from fighting about slavery and of whether new states should be slave and free for a short time, because it set that boundary at the 36-degree 30 line to make sure that we knew for the future what states could be free and what states could be slave. How did the Erie Canal change the United States? Well, it showed that canals could lower the cost of transporting goods, speed up the transporting of goods. More and more canals started being built in the Northeast and in the Midwest, really connecting those regions together. What was the effect of the U.S. of the court cases McCulloch versus Maryland and Gibbons versus Ogden? Both of those lead to a stronger national government. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the national government's powers. Okay, why was the National Road important? Well, it connected the East to the West. At the time, right now it's not what we consider the West, but it made transportation easier. It intersected with several canals. It went from Virginia all the way through Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and ended in Illinois. So the National Road is really connecting our country east to west. All right, I hope you're going to study.